for watching the video and coming here. This is video about my lawnmower robot. I built it couple of years ago and I've used this many times. I actually used to mow my lawn explicitly with it. I built it, you know, because once in an accident I broke the ligaments on both my legs, so I was not able to take the lawn mower and move it across my yard. And my yard is big. I have almost a 0.7 acre lot, out of which almost most of it is lawn. So I decided to build it instead of giving out the contract to somebody to come and move my grass. And in last 2 years I haven't used this robot much, maybe like 3-4 times, because I was traveling and then I ended up having to give the contract. But yeah, I love this robot. Initially it started as a small project, but then I decided, if I'm going to build a robot, let me build a full one. What you see here is I'm using it in RC control mode, and I think there is a video that shows where I'm using it through Arduino. I don't know if that is very visible. The way it works is it has a RC controller, and then RC controller, either you can use it with the your controller, or you can connect the Arduino to it, and then Arduino you can remotely configure it. I generally use my Arduino over my Wi-Fi, which makes it a little risky, so I removed it and I only use that mode whenever I need to. I'm now building a new electronics and interface for it, and that will give it more autonomy, and programmability will improve. And I'm actually building a programmable interface for it to so I can do the path planning from there and do AI and autonomous planning over there. It's really a good project. I love it, and the best part of it was I built it with my family, so whole family learned it. The kids enjoyed it, and the kids had fun while building this robot. When I started, I set up certain goals for it. It should be really powerful, so I use the jazzy motors, which are 100 amp class motors, and normally run around 10 to 14 amperes, and then at peak they run about 32 amp, and sometimes you will see they might be they are training about 60 amps at spikes. But overall I'm pretty happy with those motors. You can buy them off eBay for very cheap, about $50 each, and they give a lot of power. These are brush motors, so when you buy it, make sure we check the brushes and then replace the brushes. The brushes on these were good, but I had one pair that the brushes were not good, and I was trying to find the price. The price of the brush at that time was around $20 on the original equipment manufacturer site. So it's about your luck what you get from eBay, but still these motors are far cheaper than the motors that you would buy, the same motors new you would buy, or brushless motors are definitely out of scope for building these fun projects, because a good brushless motor with the same power would anyways go from 100 and right now in the market around $120 to $200, right? Sometimes they are cheap, so you can buy them when they are running cheap and then use that project, keep them around, but that's it. The robot can runs on a I run it on a bigger battery, so it can run for about 2.5 hours, and those are, I think, 100 amp hour batteries, and with they're draining around 40 amp, they run very fine. I think they should run fine for about 4 hours. But there are 3 motors actually. There is another motor for the blade. The blade mechanisms also have custom built. And when I was building this robot, one of the mistakes that I did, and I wouldn't like to do it, is I built it now a much stronger frame than I would ever need. I was planning to one day change these electric motors to something like a gas powered, which is RC controlled, but I never got back to it. And this machine and robot did really well for me, so I never had to do it. This cuts really powerfully. One of the things that you have to be careful with this is you have to realize that this is really a powerful robot and a really powerful machine. So if your hand comes in the blades, which are pretty much open, it's going to rip it apart. I will show you a picture later where it basically hit my kids play area, play set, and play set is, I think, built on 2x4, and it just ripped apart that 2x4 like anything. So it's pretty good. It's designed for being able to change the blades. So you can change the blade with another mechanism, and as you see here, it can take pretty much load. This is my wife sitting on the robot, and uh, I would say about, easily it carries, I have sit on it and I'm 200 pounds, so it easily carries 200 pounds, no issues, in and out on a grass. The grass is wet, I have tested about 100 pounds. I mean, like, my elder kid sitting weighing about 100 pounds on it, and it does fine, right? And I have done another test, so this is pretty good. It's pretty strong and powerful. I love it. The other thing about the robot is we use it as a mobile platform too. So sometimes when you have to move things around in my backyard, I used to use it. Nowadays, I'm not getting much time because of my office schedule and travel, and then other commitments. But yeah, it's fun to use. The other good thing about this lawnmower robot is that it's much silent than any other robot. It was at a distance, it was doing, so I checked when I was using it in my yard, and then checking at the boundary how much of noise it's really, I can't hear it at the boundary, and we have a bigger lot, but it's really good. And this can pretty much run in rain too. I have made a box for it, which is plastic box, which I keep all the electronics, and I have used it in rain. But nowadays pretty much it's running like open wires and the wires that you see here, because I'm still changing and doing things. The electronics that I use, and I think I will show some pictures later, is regenerative drive. It's I think the company's name is Sabertooth. Sabertooth makes 2x32, so this is a 2x32, it uses 2x32 board. Entire frame is welded, as you can see here, and this was my welding project after a lot of years, so it was not pretty clean, but yeah, there's nothing that a grinding wheel can fix. This is the mechanism for the blades, so this is where the blades go. They run about 2000 rpm at peak, and at 2000 rpm these blades are the blades are custom made by me, and they are balanced, and they are made of steel, so they are pretty strong. Balancing of the wheels is a problem for many of the lawn mowers, and is a problem here too, but people go and spend too much time in trying to balance and perfect the blades, but it really doesn't work. The moment a lawn mower actually goes out in use, within a few seconds of it, they start going off balance, right? The moment it hits a stone, definitely they go out of balance, and then you can hear it, the spindle or the bearing noises. But this one is built on steel. There is no flex in it, so the blade is pretty good, and I have mistakenly cut these stones, these sticks and whatnot, and in my yard there are branches also fallen, so it works just well. I can cut my hole. I have about 13,000 square feet of lawn back and forth or my yard, where I cut the grass, and it works fine, so I can cut it in one go, both back and front. I have slopes up and down, and that's fine. And this is the picture where I'm showing how it hit the playset and just stripped the playset's wood off. And imagine if somebody's leg, hand, or a small animal is there. So that's what you have to be careful about. So what I have done is I generally put something on there that keeps making the noise, and blade makes enough noise to chase the rabbits away and other small animals away. So it's pretty small. Here is the sainsmart, I think it's 2x32 driver. It's a regenerative drive, so it can when it's braking, it takes it. I connected with a external braking resistor, and again, as I said, it can be configured by Arduino if you want to do it remote mode, or Raspberry Pi. And this is where this is my testing robot. So I have one robot for testing the electronics, testing the drives and the program, and the other one for doing it, and they pretty much are same jazzy motors, same everything same. And this one, and here are some more pictures of that robot. Please enjoy it, and let me know if you have comments, and if you want to learn more or have any more questions on it. Thank you.